can get started here in a minute. Shalom. All right. All right. Shalom. Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai by Shemar Hakwadash. Barakatah Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai by Shemar Hakwadash. All right. That's the Yahweh. All right. Being the name of the Heavenly Father who the world ignorantly calls God. All right. Bahashem, meaning in the name, right, of Yahweh, right, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right? Shalom and double honors to the elders and apostles, right, who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. All right, it's the brother Malak back with another lesson in all truth and sincerity. All right, and just before we get into the lesson, I got my camera stand for my phone holder on my car. So, hey, Lord will, this gonna be, where I start to do a lot more lessons, just in an attempt to get outside, a little more, and just, get up out the house. You know what I'm saying? So, but that don't have nothing to do with the word, but just, brothers, you know what I'm saying? Just the spirit, everybody is in, especially being down here in Texas with this weather. It's about to start being nice. I work outside all day, so it's good to just be outside, on my own time too. But especially with this weather. But nonetheless, right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4. It says, "One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever." Right, and that's the precept that this lesson is titled. Where I got the inspiration of the title for this lesson, right? Ecclesiastes 1 and 4, right? It say the earth abideth forever, right? And that's, understanding that fact, right? It gives us comfort and joy in the fact that, and hope too, in the fact that, this devil is not going to get the victory over the earth. You see, he's going to lose always, he's going to lose to, Yahweh, right? And his men, right? We're going to be past the victory according to, what Yahweh did, right? He's going to pass that victory down unto us, as we overcome him. Revelation 12 and 12 talk about that, right? Well, I've been pulling that, now it seemed like every lesson, Revelation 12 and 12, right? Because understanding that we're going to have the victory is, when you understand that puts you at peace, and one of the main things is us seeing what this devil has done to the world and to the earth, right? That's, in our spirit, we know that that's evil, man. We know that the world ain't supposed to be like this, right? And understanding that he's gonna be put down, and this earth is we're gonna be able to heal it back up and bring it to its full force, eventually. That's comforting unto us, you see, because when them nuclear missiles is dropped, right? Those matter of fact, let me go there to prove that, those are ICBMs, right? And the magnitude of that moment when that happens, you see. Now this is Revelation chapter 9, verse I'm gonna start at verse 16. It says, "And the number of the army of horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them," right? And that army of horsemen, right, is talking about the missiles, right? Because it's going to sound like, a fleet drawn to the battle, right? When horses gallop, right? You even seen that in the movie Oppenheimer, right? if brothers haven't seen it, I'd advise you to go see it. This is no spoiler alert, but there's a scene in that movie where after, Oppenheimer, right? The scientists, he had made the bomb, and they had actually used it on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? You had the scene of him in the auditorium, and all the peoples, they were, rumbling their feet, right? Because it's in it, and it ended up, it was twofold, because they were excited and celebrating about how they dropped the bomb and um, made that miracle happen, but also it he was feeling some type of way because it resembled the sound of that missile coming down. You see, and that's what it's gonna sound like when these missiles are dropped here. All right. Now this is now let's go to second Esdras, right? Because this all kind of correlates, right? How the bomb, the nuclear missiles will be dropped, and then afterward, we'll be, New Jerusalem. After a period of time, we have that ceremony, right? It talks about that ceremony in second Esdras, the second chapter, you see, and then after that ceremony, it's gonna New Jerusalem will come down, and then we're gonna start to give the heathen nations their first order, which is gonna be to pick up them bodies, right, and bury them, right, and then it's gonna be build up our homeland, Jerusalem, right. But this is second Esdras, the 16th chapter, verse 13. It says, "For strong is his right hand," right, which is Yahweh, "that bendeth the bow," right, and he is the his spirit is going to be on those instruments to destroy this place. You see, right? It talks about how the Lord has, he can't wait to set this place on fire, right? The fire is kindled in his heart, you know. It says, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss." Here's the point: when they be shot into the ends of the world, right? So when they're shot into the ends of the world, they're not going to miss, right? Showing you that those arrows, right, or that horseman or that army, right? Because all these are similitudes and parabolic talk and speak of a nuclear missile, right, hitting this place. You see, when that happens, um, the earth is gonna start its purification cycle. You see, in that renewing of power, right, and that transfer of power, I'll say. Well, really, it's a renewing too. Giving us our power back, right? Um, which is going to ultimately manifest when we're changed, and brought up out of this place. We're gonna be lifted up, right? The Lord's gonna bring us up with a great shout. You see, but yeah, this is Second Esdras chapter 6, verse 1. I'm gonna start from the top on this, right? It says, "And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightning, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid," right? "Before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys of Zion were hot, and the present years were sought out, and or even the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. Then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me, and alone they shall slack it. And they all were made through me alone, all through none other. By me also shall they be ended, and by none other." Right. So we know that Yahushua, he made the world and everything within it. All right. It talks about that, I believe, in John, at the first chapter. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, this is John chapter 1, verse 1, and it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was Yahweh, and the Word was with Yahweh, and the Word was Yahweh." or they were in the same thought, right? They were in one thought, lockstep. You see, um, to prove that, you know, just to clarify, because they're not the same entity. The Most High and His Son, right? This is First Corinthians, the First Corinthians 11 and 3. It says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh." Right. So that shows you there that they're different entities. Right. The Father is not the Son. Right. It talks about that in Proverbs, the 30th chapter, in the 4th verse. Right. What is His name and what is His Son's name? You see. So building off of that, that brings us back to John chapter 1, verse 1. It says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh, and the Word was with power, and the Word was power," right? Because that's what it was in the beginning, right? Um, the Word was with the Most High, right? The Most High was the Spirit. Um, I mean, not the Spirit, the Most High. The only created spirit that the Most High made was Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai took it from there. You see, um, so it says the same was in the beginning with Yahweh. All things were made by Him, or the same was in the beginning with power. Right? Genesis 1:1. We know that word God is just powers. Right? When you get into it, it's Elohim, which is plural for powers. Right? It says in the beginning, in the same was in the beginning with Yahweh. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made. Or Salak, let me read that again. It says, "The same was in the beginning with powers. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made." Right? So, Yahweh Shah created everything. Right? Everything comes from Him and His Spirit. You see, and it's going to be bringing us back to Second Ezra, the 6th chapter, right? Everything was created by Him, right, and everything will be ended by Him. He's the Alpha and the Omega, right? It says Second Ezra 6:6. "Then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also shall they be ended, and by none other. Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?" Right? So, Ezra's is asking, when is this transition of power going to take place? Right? When is going to be the end of the world and the beginning of it that followeth? Right? That new world, that new age. You see? It says, "And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." Right? So, because Esau, he's about to fall out of his power. But after that happens, when that takes place, we're going to receive the power in the world, right? In the earth, right? And in a new age, right? So the world is not going to be destroyed after the nuclear fire, right? America will be destroyed and won't be inhabited, right? Pursuant to let's go there so we can get into it. I'm only going to go for a bit longer, but just to prove what I'm saying. Um, this is Jeremiah. I'm gonna start at verse 1, or Jeremiah 50:1. All right, just to give you the context of what's going on. It says, "The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet." Right, and when you go into what Babylon this is talking about America. You see, Babylon the Great. Right, and matter of fact, I'm gonna go to verse, chapter, let me see. And the reason, the way you know that is because Esau is ruling this Babylon, right? Pursuant to the chapter before, right? It says, Jeremiah 49:17, it says, also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and hiss at the plagues thereof. But also, I believe that's the 27th, the 47th chapter too. Let me see. Or maybe it's the 51st. I'm tripping. Yeah, see, verse 33, it says, for thus saith the Lord of hosts, power of Israel, the daughters of Babylon is like a threshing floor, right? So it says the daughter of Babylon, right? Which we know, pursuant to, what is that? Psalms 147, right? The daughter of Babylon, right? Or 139. Matter of fact, let me go there, right? Just to make sure I'm on point. These are, I get those mixed up a bit. Yeah, this one. Yeah, 137. It says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon. See, Edom is associated with the daughter of Babylon, right? And even when you go into Jeremiah 50 and the 33rd verse, right? This is another way you know that this is talking about America, is it says Judah, or I'm going to just read it. It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go, right? So, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom would be in this Babylonian captivity, which that didn't take place until now, you see. But going back to the point, right? Let's go back before that verse. It says, Jeremiah 50:12, it says, or 13, it says, because of the wrath of the Lord it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Right? That's another way too. I just gave you 3 ways to prove that this isn't talking about the ancient Babylon. This is talking about America, man. Because this place, it said it would never be inhabited. And when that place is when that was destroyed, man, you still got people over there, living, you know, living in this general area, right? This is talking about a different Babylon, man. It's talking about this place right here, this confusion that's going on here. See, it says, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues, right? So that's how you know that this place is going to be finished. See, but um, when that happens, we're gonna be ruling that new age. You see it pursuant to Second Ezra, the 6th chapter, right? So, I'm about to head out, get going, man. But hey, Lord will, I was able to edify. I want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto my heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Shalom.